And we are back with Copa Hyperion number 41. Welcome back, everyone. I'm of course your host, Light VIP. With me, I'm currently alone, but I will shortly be joined by the lovely, the only El Padrino of StarCraft, Ducklings, will be joining me for the semi-finals. But until then, we of course have our first series of the night. Exclamation mark be the chat if you want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket today is a little bit light, no pun intended. There is a reason for that, and we'll get into it. We'll get into it as we get into our first game. Here we go, spawning in the top right hand corner. Never mind. Oh god. Okay, so we have a little bit of a pause here. Hold on. Shouldn't take too long. Just beautiful. Okay, we're good. What was I saying? In the top right hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have the Peruvian Protoss player representing himself, the land of Peru. It is Tiratuga. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have the Mexican Zerg player representing, I always get this name wrong, Oscillatory Universe. That's close enough. It is Alain. Oscillatory. There you go. This is of course E-Legacy's team. If you are familiar with E-Legacy, you know, one of the best players in all of Argentina, one of the only players in Argentina. But let's go. It's been so long since we've casted Tiratuga. He's kind of been a little bit inactive these past couple of months, but last week he took a game off of Gym Rising, which is absolutely insane. It makes sense. Gym Rising, he does kind of struggle in the ZVP matchup, as he always has, but yeah, we'll see how far and how well he can do here. And Alain, I mean, I've seen him before. I don't know if we've casted Alain before, so you know, there's a first for everything. Tiratuga's a little bit annoying here with his probe. Before I get too far into things though, I want to give a massive shout out to Soundo in the chat, because do not think I didn't notice. Papi Soundo, thank you so much. He donated at the very start of the stream, $75.16. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you so much, Soundo. We appreciate the support. Soundo, he's always there to support the CranKy Ducklings. He's an Australian fan, so we always appreciate it, Papi. Thank you. It's thanks to people like you that we can continue to run the CranKy Ducklings the way that we do, the way that we're able to fund players as well. We recently signed Vindicta. I don't think we've been able to talk about that on stream. But yeah, we signed Vindicta as well. He's our kind of latest pickup in the StarCraft scene after losing Patty Mac. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But yeah, it's thank you so much for the support. And some of you may not be some of you may not be used to this tournament being live at this hour. If you're wondering, usually this tournament is live a couple of hours from now, 1-2 hours even. But the reason why it's live now is because of daylight savings. And unfortunately, some players didn't know that. Shaking my head. Specifically, Paco Mike, Ryu as well. There are a lot of players that weren't aware of the time change. So they were a little bit surprised that the tournament was starting now. Hopefully, you know, there are going to be some teething issues, but hopefully everyone gets up to speed. But yes, Copa Hyperion and Sentimiento Latino, they both start at different hours now. So yeah, exclamation mark Funada Paco Mike. I was talking to him after the check-in period. I was like, mate, what are you doing? You're online. Why aren't you in the tournament? And he's like, oh, I didn't know. Shaking my head. Meanwhile, of course, as we do see Alain, he has not droned up. He's barely droned up. He's got 26 workers. He's down 11 workers compared to his opponent. Is that because he's been losing workers? No, not at all. It's because he's going for a Bane Bust. As I say that, he drones up. So I'm a little bit confused. Bailey Nest is complete, and he does have eyes on everything. There's no shield battery. He sees everything in the main base. He knows an Oracle is coming, so spores have been thrown down. These Oracles, my apologies, shouldn't get too much damage done. They can fight a lone queen, as there are 2 of them. Yo, they just dive on that spore, but in come all those lings. I don't know if I like this. He's gonna be wasting a lot of time here at the natural base when, again, the Bailey Nest is done. Just bust the wall, puppy. Let's go. Bailings are being morphed in now, but he just showed his hand. He just revealed all of his links to his opponent, and now Tiratuga, he's getting ready at home. He's got triple Oracle. The Oracles come back as well. The Oracles finally morphing Bailings. Oh my god, no! Bailings are gonna roll on in, and they're gonna find some connections. They get the pylon. They're gonna get some. Oh my god, the splits, puppy. The splits are too good. One adept dies. One adept. That is it. And the potential of this all-in, by the way, was huge. Again, there was no shield battery, there was no sentry to force field. Tiratuga was being very greedy, and he hadn't scouted this. Even when he went across the map with his 2 Oracles, he hadn't scouted this because he spent all his time at the 3rd base. So a Bane Bust 100% would have caught Tiratuga off guard, and damage would have been done. Would it have been game-ending damage? It's hard to say. There are 3 Oracles. We probably would have seen a recall back home, and the Oracles would have eventually cleaned everything up, but a lot of probe damage would have been dealt. There was a lot of potential there, and oh my god. Tiratuga, he just leaves the wall open. Lings don't go into the mineral line. They do go focus down the pylon, but unfortunately that buys enough time for the rest of the army. Despite Tiratuga, the wall not being a wall, he wasn't really punished for it. The pylon survives. One link gets into the main base, and he gets a full scout off, confirms that, okay, there's a Twilight Council follow-up. It isn't going to be Sky Toss. It shouldn't really be Glaives either, because he sees the Forge researching, so it's either going to be Blink or +1. Blink or Charge. So Alain does get some scouting, but he's in a really rough place. If you're looking at the worker count, they're looking pretty even. The difference is that Tiratuga, his worker count has been higher for a much longer time. So Alain is playing catch up right now. He's still only just now finished up his lair. He's working on 1-1. What's he doing with this lair? He's actually getting Baneling speed, so he's going full Ling Bane. We'll see if it's going to be Ling Bane Hydra or Ling Bane Muta. There we go. Oh no! Oh! I love it. I love it. The hallucination scout comes in. He doesn't build the spire. He throws down a Hydra Den instead. Quickly looking at the vision. Did he even see that? Tiratuga did see the Hydra Den, and then we see the immediate cancel into a spire. I love the way that Alain is playing. Like, again, a lot of mind games, a lot of kind of coin flippy kind of play style, I would say. And we'll see how this goes. Unfortunately, there is 1 Phoenix, but it's only 1. It's okay. It's manageable. It's okay. Mate, 20 meters don't care about 1 Phoenix. So there's still a lot of potential here, but what? Never mind. Oh, he thinks he's been found out. The Phoenixes reveal themselves, killing the Overlords, and Alain is like, oh my god, he's going Phoenixes. I need to cancel my Spire and actually go for a Hydra Den. Otherwise, my mutas aren't going to do anything. But there's only 1 Phoenix, so like, this was doable. Alain mind gaming himself a little bit. Like, to be fair, it makes sense. But he should recognize that there's only 1 Stargate and there's nothing else being produced, so mutas still could have worked. Oh, so now the mind games, the fake, the cancel, the recancel. He's going into something that Tiratuga knows he's going for, so Tiratuga should be working on splash damage soon. At the moment, his army is looking pretty fine anyway. We got Charge Lots, we got Archons, we got almost everything we need. Oh boy, I'm a little bit concerned for Alain, but we'll see how long it takes for Tiratuga to really push out. Oh god. Meanwhile, I see Finadok in the chat. Sham is in the bracket. Yes, exactly. Daylight saving, stealing Parker Mike's tourney win. Feels bad, man. But yes, Parker Mike is in the bracket, so obviously whenever Parker Mike shows up, he is the one to beat. Oof. if you remember last Copa Hyperion, it was a finals between Parker Mike and Jim Rising, and yo, Jim Rising almost beat Parker Mike. Let's be real here. We were so impressed with that ZVZ. We'll see if we see a repeat as Tiratuga is pushing out onto the map. Alain knows he cannot defend. He's pulling all the boys away. He's trying to bank up as many Banelings and Hydras as he can. He goes for a league run by at the same time, and he'll be able to catch a cannon, maybe a couple of units. But like, what about this main army? It's gonna be not just about the Baneling connections, but even if all the Zealots died to Banelings, like there are just too many Archons. Like I don't think there's a real answer to it. We needed lurkers. We needed more, just more numbers. Anything else. Meanwhile, the Hydras have revealed themselves. Here we go. Tiratuga is pushing on forward. Banelings are getting some connections. We see a full surround with the Lings. But Hydras, they're squishy. Hydras are very squishy units. All the Hydras are going down. The Archons are having a field day. We have a massive warping of Zealots, and GG gets called. Tiratuga takes game number 1. Seeing for sure in the chat. The hell, daylight savings? That was last month in Texas. That's the weird thing, the odd thing is that daylight savings does affect different countries at different times. It's weird like that. I feel like it should be consistent throughout the world, but it's not. Feels bad, man. And yeah, GG. Tiratuga, he takes the first game, but it wasn't like a clean game. It looked relatively clean, but like Alain, he had some moves to show, you know. He had potential Bane bust all in. He had potential Muta, like caught off guard Muta switch. There was, you know, he had some moves. I liked it. I was very impressed. Eventually, there'll be enough donations for merch. Eventually. Speaking of merch, we are ordering Vindicta's jersey. Vindicta should get his jersey soon. So definitely well in time for DreamHack and all that stuff. Well in time. Oh. Pato listo. Let's go. And yeah, now that we're in between games, I guess we can talk about the bracket a little bit. Biggest thing is winner of this series goes up against the Zerglord. That's one of the biggest reasons why I decided to pick this series. Again, I love me some Zerglord. I love me some Tiratuga. You know, I see them running into each other. There are some other big names in the bracket though. I know Cham, everyone's attention goes to Cham, but another big thing is that we have 2 Terran players, and they're gonna face each other. Chaos Fate is actually here, and is actually playing in the tournament. He didn't give a walkover, and Davo is also here. So Chaos Fate versus Davo, that's the TVT of the ages, that's a TVT of Latin America, and it's gonna determine only one Terran moving on to the semifinals. Oof, I can't wait. But here we go. We are continuing our series and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE. We have El Peruano himself, the Peruvian Protoss player. It is Tiratuga. And so, going for a 12 pool, spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE. We have the Mexican himself representing Oscillatory Universe. It is Alain, aka Team Uwu. So a lot's going on right now. Tiratuga, he is proxy gatewaying. Oh, the 4-leaf clover, let's go. Oh my god, and so far we do have 2 leaves of said 4-leaf clover. Meanwhile, we do have, it's a proxy hatch. Meanwhile, we have a forge as well. So Tiratuga is going to be sieging the bases of Alain with, of course, zealots. There's no gases, by the way, so it's going to be zealots, it's going to be cannons, it's going to be shield batteries. Meanwhile, probe goes in, probe scouts the 12 pool. 100%. Tiratuga now knows, and now he has to respond. Lings are already on the way, and again, if Alain knew about the proxy would not be able to get up. but the Lings are going across the map instead, and there's nothing at home to defend. And in comes the drone for the proxy hatch. Let's go. He sees no natural, he sees no wall, he sees nothing. Something is wrong, but he doesn't care because the hatchery is in the main base. The boys are being pulled. We're going, oh no, the A move. No, Alain, please. His Lings were on A move, so they follow the probe all the way back home. So this is going to buy Tiratuga a lot of time. Meanwhile, Zelts are coming out. Do we have enough energy for a recall? That is what we need. Cannons are being thrown down. We have 2 cannons, but we also have an Artosis pylon. Meanwhile, oh, okay, the cannons are revealed. We need everything here. I don't even know if this is going to be enough to break 2 cannons. Cannons are pretty good. Oh, we needed all these Lings across the map as soon as possible. They would have been here before the cannons finished, and maybe he would have been able to kill one of the cannons. Oh, God. Meanwhile, Zelts are coming in. There's nothing here. XD's in the chat. Let's go. Oh, we need everything. The drones. We need everything here right now. The cannons are already dealing so much damage. The Lings are falling. GG, let's go. Ah. GG, well played. Even if he did bring all the Lings, would it have done anything? Probably not. It was pretty brutal that I think it was 6 Lings in total were wasting their time chasing a probe around. He would have gone across the map with I think 8 Lings in total, and if he had been fast enough, he could have either focused down the cannon or focused down some probes first to make it easier once the drones showed up. Was it a sure thing that he would have won? No, cannons are pretty good defensively, and there could have been a recall or something. I wasn't quite paying attention to the energy. There would have been some probes fighting as well to make sure that the cannon didn't get surrounded. It would have made things more complicated, but closer as well. GG. To be fair though, going for a proxy forge was amazing because again, defensive cannons are so good. And GG. GG, well played. What a great way to start the night. Let's go. This is the kind of macaco play that we want to see here on the CranKy Ducklings for Copa Hyperion, at least in the first round. Yeah, GG, well played. And Tiratuga, he moves on to the next round. He moves on to face a very strong player, newly picked up by Team Super. It is the Brazilian Zerg, not Eric, but the Zerg Lord.